Good afternoon, everyone. It's January 19th, 2021. You know, I wish I could show you the articles of the mountains of evidence against the powers that be, but I can't because I'll get taken down off of YouTube. I think this would be my fourth channel. Every time I got close to 1,000 subs, my channel was taken down. All of a sudden, I got 3 strikes. But I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to talk to you about the kind of people who've gotten control over our nation and largely the world. These people, they live in their mansions. They have multiple yachts, underground bunkers to hide in, endless amounts of food, endless amounts of money, and other resources. Meanwhile, they're telling us that we need to get used to the idea of eating worms and washing down those worms with cockroach milk. They want to outlaw body armor and protective helmets, so if you get shot, you survive. They don't want you to be able to survive. They're consolidating the food industry, have consolidated the food industry to where just a handful of companies, or less, have control over the food supply. Bottom line, the reason why I've lost so many channels is because I told everybody what was coming, and just a few people stuck with me and listened. Now here we are. I can admit that I was a little bit early with that message, but nonetheless, what I said would happen more or less did. It didn't take any kind of crystal ball or prophetic images from God or tarot cards or any of that. It just took some common sense. It took looking at the events unfolding around me and who was responsible for these events. And I came to a conclusion. And that conclusion, again, was more or less correct. So here's another conclusion for you. I feel sick to my fucking stomach right now. I've got chills running through my body. Now listen, I'm not some fucking meth head, as some have suggested in my comment section, or a heroin addict. I do indulge myself in a little weed now and then, but hey, no one's perfect, right? I've been completely honest about myself every channel I've had. But what I'm going to tell you is straight up true. You have a very, very small window to get the fuck out of this country. They've already turned the military on the people. And if you don't believe that, just look at Washington and look at some of the footage of their commanders giving them their pre-deployment pep talk. For the last couple of weeks, we've had fighter jets flying over South Carolina. This is something that never happened before. They were breaking the law and causing sonic booms above us. Okay? And it was a show of force. They were saying to the American people, this is what we have. When they deployed the 20-some thousand National Guard troops, same thing. These guys are going to be turned on the American people, along with the Chinese troops, along with the United Nations. You have a small window. As for myself, I don't even have a Social Security card anymore. I don't have my birth certificate. I have my driver's license. That's it. And, well, I'm going to be honest with you. After the things I've said on YouTube and other places, I'll probably be one of the domestic terrorists that they've been so fond of talking about recently, even though have not committed any violent actions, even though I've been telling the truth. Again, these people controlling the world, they have the money, the resources, the multiple mansions, the farms, and they are telling you to get used to life without meat and to get your protein from worms or cockroaches or some other kind of insect while they go to their $1,000 plate restaurants, while they eat steak and lobster and all the other good shit that we like to indulge ourselves in as Americans. I would advise you not to go to any European country, because those too have been taken over by the same types of people. They too will be reducing your ability to have proteins, to have dietary supplements. You have a very short window. It's now or never. You have a very short window to find like-minded people. Even if you have some disagreement, this is no longer about your rights. Those are gone. This is no longer about the Constitution. That's gone. This is now, right now, about your ability to live. Anytime anyone's tried to do the right thing and speak out, they've been muffled or muzzled. They've been shut the fuck up. And we got a bunch of people on YouTube right now still telling you don't give up, because there's still a way to victory. Donald Trump was a straight up setup. That's what he was. QAnon was a straight up setup to keep the people on the right passive for the years Donald Trump was president. Let me ask you something. Did Hillary Clinton go to jail? How about Bill Gates? Is he in jail? Even though he should be, for crimes against humanity. What about any of the rest of them? No. Instead, Julian Assange is in jail, and Edward Snowden is hiding in Russia. The last I knew, anyway. So tell me, what's it going to take for me to get you up off your asses? What? You've seen a woman shot dead by Capitol Security. An Air Force veteran, wasn't it? It was some kind of military veteran. So, I don't know what to say anymore. I can't say too much of anything, otherwise my channel gets taken down. I could be like certain YouTubers and dance around and, you know, kind of vaguely say what I want, but that's not acceptable to me. It's not acceptable for me to have to censor myself. Again, look at where you're at. A lot of you are depending on a fucking stimulus check now to get by. And you're barely getting by if you are at all. It got sent out on the 6th for those of us who got paper checks or the debit card that they've issued. It's the 19th. Joe Biden wants to give you another $1,400. How long is that going to last? They're expecting you to survive off of $1 a day. $1 a day. So you're going to be needing those cockroaches and worms and cockroach milk awfully bad before you know it. Awfully bad. What's it going to take to get people off their asses? You have to find like-minded people or leave the country really soon. I am very fearful for my own life now, as I have nobody. I have my in-laws. I'll be honest with you. Their integrity is well, questionable. My neighbors ain't worth a shit. So, are you willing to sink to those depths? Are you willing to be homeless, without employment, eating cockroaches and worms and drinking cockroach milk, if you can afford the cockroach milk, to wash down them worms and other insects? Our time is running out. Again, they're trying to ban everything that can keep you alive. Your weapons, your body armor, your Kevlar helmets, everything. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you what their intentions are? You see, if I put up any of these articles, I'd be showing you too much proof. I got a bunch of them up here above me. I've read some of the legislation. And, we still got guys out there saying, oh, the only way is peaceful, vote the bums out. A lot of good that did. A lot of good the petitions have done. A lot of good Donald Trump did. So what's next? Acquiescence? What's next? Becoming one of them? What's next? Begging? I told you at the beginning of this whole thing that life would never, ever be the same again. Didn't I? And it's not. It's not going to be the same again. And I think by now it's very obvious. By now it's very obvious that life will never be the same in the United States. They want to take cars. They want to take your food. They want to take your ability to sustain yourself through gardening and animal husbandry. They want to take everything from you while they already have everything that they will ever need. Is that acceptable to you? Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Biden said, dark days ahead. And fucking A, did he mean it. Till next time, kill the state to live free.